Her name is Dorothy Caldwell. The year is 1957. She is 23 years old, and she works on LaSalle Street in Chicago. Her skin is clear. Her hair is perfect. Her boss's wife has asked her twice where she gets her makeup done. The answer is her bathroom mirror, and it takes her 8 minutes. Dorothy's entire grooming kit fits inside a single desk drawer. 7 items. Total cost, $2.40. Today, the average American woman carries more than that in one cosmetics bag, spends more than that on a single product, and still does not feel finished. The difference is not the woman. The difference is what she was taught. There were 10 grooming rules every 1950s secretary followed, and today we are counting all of them. Number 5 will surprise you. Number 1 is the rule the beauty industry most needs you not to know. This is reclaimed. Before we get into this list, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss what we uncover next. Number 10, the morning routine. Tuesday, 1957, 6:15. The alarm rings once and Dorothy's feet hit cold linoleum. The kitchen smells like percolated coffee and the last trace of her father's pipe tobacco from the night before. She runs the tap until it is cool. She splashes her face. She pats it dry with a cotton towel that has been washed so many times, it feels like flannel. Cold water, clean cloth. That is step 1. Ivory soap, first produced by Procter & Gamble in 1879. A bar cost 10 cents in 1957. Dorothy used it on her face and her body. 1 product, 2 jobs. Cold water closes pores temporarily and reduces morning puffiness by constricting blood vessels near the skin's surface. A 1954 study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology confirmed that temperature alone altered skin permeability more than any cream tested. Today, the morning skincare routine has become a 7 to 12-step process. Cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, eye cream, sunscreen, primer. The global skincare market is valued at over $180 billion. Dorothy spent a dime. She was ready in 45 minutes for a dime. You still are not. Number 9, weight expectations. 1958, lunchtime at the office. Dorothy opens a small Tupperware container at her desk. Inside is a scoop of cottage cheese, 3 celery sticks, and a hard-boiled egg. The cottage cheese is cold and slightly sour. She eats slowly. She finishes in 12 minutes and gets back to typing. Her waist is 24 inches. It will stay that way into her 50s. The foundation garment industry in the 1950s was dominated by companies like Playtex and Maidenform. A standard girdle cost between $1.50 and $3. Nearly every working woman owned at least one. It was not vanity, it was uniform. Modern compression research published in the Journal of Biomechanics in 2015 confirms that consistent mild compression around the midsection provides proprioceptive feedback, a constant physical reminder of posture and core engagement. The girdle was not punishing the body, it was training it. The shapewear industry that replaced the girdle is now worth over $6 billion. Brands charge $60 to $120 for a single garment that does what a $3 girdle did in 1955. The difference is the old one lasted 5 years. The new one pills after 3 washes. Audrey Hepburn wore a light girdle under every costume in Sabrina. She called it part of her silhouette. A $2 girdle did what a $300 monthly membership cannot. Number 8, the compact check. 1957, 2:14 in the afternoon. Dorothy excuses herself from her desk and walks to the restroom at the end of the hall. Her heels click on tile. She opens her compact. The mirror is the size of a silver dollar. She checks her lipstick. She presses powder across the bridge of her nose with 2 quick taps. The powder smells faintly of roses. She snaps the compact shut. She is back at her desk in under 2 minutes. The Stratton Compact, made in Birmingham, England, was the gold standard of the era. A quality powder compact cost between 75 cents and $1.50. Loose powder refills were 35 cents. Dorothy's desk drawer held the compact, 1 lipstick, a small bottle of mascara, a nail file, a clean handkerchief, a tin of aspirin, and a travel bottle of hand lotion. 7 items, $2.40 total. A single touch-up required only powder and lipstick because the original application was designed to last. Modern setting sprays, blotting papers, and touch-up palettes, exist because the products beneath them were not formulated to hold. 2 products, and she was flawless from 9 to 5. Number 7. Posture and deportment. 1956, Katharine Gibbs Secretarial School, Chicago campus. Dorothy sits in a straight-backed wooden chair with a book balanced on her head. The book is a hardcover dictionary. It weighs 2 pounds. The room smells like floor wax and fresh typewriter ribbon. For 1 full hour, no one types. They sit, they breathe, they learn to hold their spines as if a string were pulling them upward from the crown of the skull. The instructor walks behind them and places 2 fingers between the chair back and each student's lower spine. If the gap is wrong, she corrects it with a single word. The Katharine Gibbs schools operated from 1911 through 2009. Deportment training was a formal part of the curriculum until the late 1960s. Tuition in 1956 was approximately $400 for a full year, and posture training was included at no additional charge. Good posture aligns the thoracic spine and engages the deep, stabilizing muscles of the core without conscious effort. A 2012 study in the European Spine Journal found that postural training produced measurable improvements in spinal alignment within 6 weeks, results comparable to months of corrective therapy. The ergonomic furniture industry is now worth over $15 billion. Standing desks, lumbar supports, posture-correcting wearables that vibrate when you slouch. Every one of these products attempts to fix what a wooden chair and a dictionary taught for free in 1956. Grace Kelly credited her posture to her convent school training and said it was the only beauty secret that cost nothing. They taught her posture for free. Now you pay to fix yours. You have now seen 4 of these rules, and you may have noticed something. None of them required an expert. None of them required a subscription. Every one of them was taught once and practiced for life. That is the pattern. Remember it, because what comes next at number 6 makes the pattern impossible to ignore. Number 6. Perfume rules. 1957, 7:40 in the morning. Dorothy stands at her bathroom mirror. She picks up a small cobalt blue bottle. Evening in Paris by Bourjois. She uncaps it. The scent is jasmine and violet with something warm beneath it, like powder left in sunlight. She dabs once behind her left ear, once behind her right. She caps the bottle and sets it down. That is all. Evening in Paris was launched in 1928 by perfumer Ernest Beau, the same nose who created Chanel No. 5. A bottle cost 65 cents in 1955. It was sold at Woolworth's counters across the country. The cobalt blue bottle became iconic enough that collectors still trade them today. The 2 pulse point application worked because body heat at the neck gradually diffuses scent molecules throughout the day without overwhelming the people around you. 1 dab released fragrance for 8 to 10 hours because the alcohol concentration was lower and the oil base was heavier than modern formulations. The global fragrance industry is now valued at over $60 billion. A single designer bottle costs between $80 and $300. Department store consultants will tell you to spray on wrists, behind knees, in your hair, on your clothes. More surface area means faster evaporation. Faster evaporation means you buy another bottle sooner. Joan Crawford kept a bottle of Jungle Gardenia on every vanity in her Brentwood home. 1 bottle lasted her an entire season. 65 cents and she smelled like a garden all day. Before we continue, if this is making you rethink what you have been sold, hit subscribe and share this with one woman who needs to see it. We are not even halfway done. Stay, because number 1 is the thing the beauty industry most needs you not to know. Number 5. Stocking etiquette. 1943, San Antonio, Texas. Rose Fuentes stands at her kitchen table with a bottle of leg makeup and a damp sponge. Nylon has gone to war. Every pair of stockings in America has been donated to parachute production or simply cannot be found. Rose draws a line up the back of each calf with an eyebrow pencil, steady as a surgeon. The leg makeup smells like pancake batter and talcum. When it dries, it looks like silk. Her hands are stained tan for the rest of the day. The nylon stocking was introduced by DuPont in 1940 and sold 64 million pairs in the first year. When the war effort seized nylon production in 1942, women turned to leg makeup and penciled seams. A pair of actual nylon stockings became a black market item. The The Smithsonian National Museum of American History holds a pair of hand-painted leg makeup application tools from 1943 as part of its wartime collection. Nylon provided mild compression that improved blood circulation in the lower legs. A 1961 vascular study in The Lancet confirmed that even light compression hosiery reduced leg swelling and fatigue during prolonged sitting or standing. After the war, stockings returned, and a quality pair cost about 75 cents through the late 1950s. Today, compression socks marketed for health and recovery cost between $15 and $30 a pair. The mechanism is identical. The price is not. 75-cent stockings did what $20 compression socks do now. Let us pause and do the math. Everything you have seen so far, the powder, the girdle, the stockings, the cologne, the dresses, all of it cost a working woman less than $15 a month. That is not adjusted for inflation. That is what she actually spent. The industry that replaced her system is worth over $400 billion. That number exists because her system was erased. And what comes next at number 4 is the proof that the erasure was deliberate. When I started researching this video, I assumed the 1950s grooming system disappeared because better products replaced it. I assumed modern routines were an improvement. What the data actually shows is the opposite. The products multiplied, the cost exploded, and the results got worse. The skin got more reactive. The routines got longer, the confidence got lower. She was not using less because she had less. She was using less because less was all that worked. Number 4, the 2-dress rotation. 1954, Columbus, Ohio. Margaret Jessup opens her sewing box after supper. Inside are 4 fabric swatches pinned to index cards, each labeled with a dress name: navy wool, gray herringbone, brown check, black crepe. She runs her fingers over the herringbone swatch, finds the one that matches a small tear near the cuff of her Tuesday dress, and begins mending by the light of a floor lamp. The thread slides through cotton with a soft pull. The stitch is invisible. She finishes in 9 minutes. McCall's and Simplicity dress patterns sold for 25 to 50 cents in the early 1950s. A full dress could be sewn for between $2 and $4 in fabric. Margaret owned 4 work dresses and rotated them on a strict weekly schedule. 2 she had made herself, 2 she had bought on sale at Sears. She never wore the same dress 2 days running, and she never felt she needed more. The system worked because limited selection eliminates decision fatigue. A 2011 study by social psychologist Kathleen Vose confirmed that reducing daily choices preserves cognitive energy for tasks that actually matter. The average American woman now owns 68 garments. The fast fashion industry generates over $100 billion in annual revenue. Shein alone adds thousands of new items every single day. The environmental cost is staggering, but the personal cost is worse. 68 garments and still nothing to wear. She owned 4 dresses and never once felt underdressed. Number 3, hair rules. 1957, 9:45 at night. Dorothy sits at her vanity in a cotton nightgown. The house is quiet. She sections her hair with a rat-tail comb and winds each section around her index finger, then pins it flat against her scalp with a bobby pin. 10 pins total. The metal is cool against her forehead. When all the curls are set, she ties a cotton scarf over them and knots it at the nape of her neck. The cotton smells like the lavender sachet she keeps in her dresser drawer. She will sleep on these pins. In the morning, she will unpin them, run her fingers through the curls, and her hair will hold its shape until evening. The bobby pin was patented by Luis Marcus in 1920. A card of 12 cost 5 cents. Pin curls became the dominant setting method for American women from the 1930s through the 1960s. Dorothy's nightly routine took 12 minutes. It cost nothing beyond the initial 5-cent investment. Pin curls work by reshaping the hydrogen bonds in wet or damp hair. When hair dries in a curved position, the bonds set in that shape. No heat is applied. No cuticle is damaged. A 2008 trichology study published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science confirmed that heatless setting methods preserved hair elasticity and reduced breakage by up to 40% compared to heated styling tools. The hot tools industry, flat irons, curling wands, blow dryers, is now worth over $3 billion globally. Heat protectant sprays alone generate 500 million in annual sales. These sprays exist to protect hair from the very tools the industry told you to buy. You pay for the damage and you pay for the repair. Lauren Bacall set her hair in pin curls every night of her life, including during the filming of To Have and Have Not. Her waves never touched a curling iron. 10 bobby pins and a scarf beat your $150 salon. This is where the research changed what I thought I knew. Every practice we have covered tonight was simple, affordable, and effective. Not one of them was abandoned because something better came along. They were abandoned because they left no room for profit. The next two items are the proof. Number 2 will make you angry. Number 1 is the one they most need you never to learn. Number 2, the nail code, 1956. Any office in America? Look at the secretary's hands. The nails are filed short, rounded at the edges, and painted in one of 3 shades: clear, pale pink, or soft rose. Nothing else. A 1955 issue of Mademoiselle magazine stated it plainly. A professional woman's nails should never draw attention to themselves. They should confirm that she pays attention to detail. Revlon Nail Enamel, the dominant brand of the era, cost 50 cents a bottle and lasted 6 to 8 weeks of daily wear when applied in 2 thin coats over a single base coat. The entire manicure took 15 minutes at home. No salon appointment, no UV lamp, no gel removal kit. The science is simple. A thin coat of lacquer bonds more tightly to the nail plate and flexes with the natural movement of the nail. Thicker applications, gels, acrylics, and dip powders create a rigid shell that traps moisture and weakens the nail underneath over time. The nail salon industry in the United States alone generates over $10 billion per year. Gel manicures cost $35 to $60 and must be redone every 2 to 3 weeks. The removal process involves acetone soaking that strips the top layer of the nail. This damage creates the brittle, peeling surface that sends you back for another appointment. It is not maintenance, it is a cycle. They do not call it that. They call it self-care. They do not call it addiction, they call it self-care. Number 1, the desk-ready face. 1957, 7:52 in the morning, Dorothy's bathroom. The overhead light buzzes faintly. She opens the medicine cabinet. 3 items sit on the glass shelf: a jar of Coty Airspun face powder, a tube of Maybelline Cake mascara, a tube of Revlon lipstick in the shade Fire and Ice. Total cost, $1.35. She dusts the powder across her forehead, nose, and chin with a cotton pad. She spits lightly into the mascara cake, swirls the tiny brush, and draws it through her upper lashes only. She uncaps the lipstick, applies it in 2 strokes, and presses her lips together on a square of tissue. 8 minutes. She looks in the mirror. She is done. Not almost done. Not halfway through a routine. Done. Coty Airspun was launched in 1935 by the House of Coty, founded by François Coty in Paris. The formula contained finely milled translucent powder that sat on the skin like a second surface. A jar cost 45 cents in the 1950s and lasted 3 to 4 months. Maybelline Cake Mascara was introduced in 1917 by Tom Lyle Williams, who named it after his sister Mabel. A tube cost 35 cents and lasted 2 months. Revlon Fire and Ice launched in 1952 and became one of the most iconic lipstick shades in American history. 3 products worked because each served exactly one function: powder controlled oil and evened skin tone. Mascara defined the eyes. Lipstick added color. Nothing overlapped. Nothing competed. A 2019 dermatological review in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology found that layering more than 4 facial products increased the rate of contact dermatitis by over 30%. More products did not mean better skin. More products meant more reactions. The global beauty industry is valued at over $380 billion. The average American woman now uses between 12 and 16 facial products daily and spends more than $300 a month on beauty. The industry built that number by taking Dorothy's 3-product routine and splitting it into 47 steps. They told you your skin needed more. They sold you the problem and the solution in the same sentence. Cleanser because your skin is dirty. Toner because the cleanser left residue. Serum because the toner dried you out. Moisturizer because the serum was not enough. Primer because the moisturizer was not a good base. Foundation because the primer did not cover enough. Setting spray because the foundation would not hold. Every product creates the need for the next one. Dorothy did not need the next one. Dorothy needed three, $1.35, 3 products. And she was enough. Dorothy Caldwell retired in 1989 after 32 years at the same firm on LaSalle Street. She never changed her morning routine. She died in 2014 at 80 years old. When her granddaughter cleaned out her bathroom, she found 3 items on the shelf above the sink: a jar of Pond's cold cream, a tube of lipstick, a bottle of Jergens lotion. 3 products, the same number she started with. The granddaughter posted a photograph with a caption that read, in her own words, that her grandmother had 3 products and better skin at 80 than she had at 26 with 47. 9,000 people shared it. 10 rules. Not one of them required a subscription, a consultant, or a 10-step routine. Cold water and a cotton towel, a 65-cent bottle of perfume, 10 bobby pins and a scarf, a jar of powder, a tube of mascara, and a lipstick. These were not replaced because something better arrived. They were replaced because something more expensive did. Which of these 10 rules did your mother or grandmother actually follow? And which one are you going to try this week?